So this is Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by hot prospect, former amateur star Kieran Molloy. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Good.
Glad to hear it.
Cheers.
High achiever in the amateurs, of course. What made you decide ultimately to turn pro when you did, especially with an Olympics on the horizon?
I suppose it was just always a plan. I'd sat down with my parents a few years back when I was considering turning professional, and I suppose they advised me to stay amateur and build a platform at elite level, just so that I'd have experience gains to carry me through the pros. I fought like all the best guys my way around the world. I gained a lot of international experience at elite level. So I think 23 was the right age to go after having a successful amateur career. But I think I'm just suited for the pros a lot more. And yeah, like I said, I have a solid platform build in fighting each sort of styles, and just going to carry that with me into the pro ranks.
What about the Olympics themselves, though? Because it seemed almost certain that you were going to go. Then there were some issues with going to the Worlds and whether that was going to happen, or you're going to do different qualifying tournaments. And obviously the Olympics being delayed by a year presumably didn't help either. What was the situation around that?
Yeah, look, it was a bit messy at times, I suppose, with team selections and stuff like that. But look, I just think it's made me a harder worker overall. And look, it's just I'm sort of leaving all that past behind me now. I'm just focusing on the professional ranks now. I was in the high performance team, the senior team, for over 4 years. Have a good cycle done behind me. Didn't make the Olympics, but look, the goal has always been to be professional world champion, and we're a step closer now after signing with Conlon Boxing in Top Rank. So I'm confident they're going to guide me to the top.
Who do you kind of look up to fighter wise, or even when you were younger, that you like their style or that you've taken elements of?
You like as a young person, I was always sort of looking up to national sort of people like Michael Conlon and Katie Taylor, and of course then you have the superstars in boxing as well, like Lomachenko, Canelo, those sort of guys, and always Muhammad Ali as well. When I was a kid, used to have a poster of Muhammad Ali in my room, so you'd always be looking up to those sort of people, and yeah, that's it.
Oh, good. Now, you talked about Conlon Boxing, of course. You're signed with them. Promotionally, you're with Top Rank. Just tell us how those two deals came about.
Yeah, I was talking to a lot of managements around the world, a couple of promoters, but once we sat down with Conlons, uh, with their plans for boxing, they're big. I know them as well personally, so it's always good to be working with people you're close to. And yeah, once I sat down with them, I knew they're the guys who were going to take me to the top. And of course, then having Top Rank, their record speaks for itself. They've met superstars. They've got a lot of world champions, and yeah, it's great to be signed with them. And I'm sure they're going to guide us all the way to the top as well.
Now, while of course you're confident in your own ability, was there any part of you that was kind of not surprised, but impressed, I guess, that a company the size and scope of Top Rank were interested in you?
No, I always aimed high. I always knew when I went professional was going to be at the right time with the right people. I never would have signed professional if it wasn't the right deal. Look, you've got to be smart in this game. It's a business. It's not just a sport. So they're like, in my opinion, they're the biggest and the best in the world. Conlon Boxing as well. They're really looking after us, and yeah, look, I've got a dream team around me. Got a fantastic coach around me as well. So look, it's great to be involved with such a world-class team.
Tell us about your training setup. So where do you do it, and who's your head coach?
I'm training in Loughborough University in the Midlands in England. My coach is with Angel Fernandez. Yeah, so we've got like fantastic facilities here at Loughborough Sport are helping us out a lot, and yeah, Angel's got fantastic training plans put in place for us all. So it's myself, Richard Briakpor, Fraser Clark, and actually Joshua. So it's a great stable to be involved in. We're all training to go to the top as well. So there's no egos in our gym. It's all just hard work.
And I believe you get on particularly well with AJ, so I've been told.
I'll get on good with them all. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I was told you and AJ have a lot of long chats.
The odd time, yeah. Just it's always good to pick his brain and bits like that, learn bits off him all the time. Same with the Richard and Fraser as well. They're always giving me advice. I suppose I'm a bit younger than them, so they can tell me how to do things maybe certain ways and learn from their mistakes as well.
And had you agreed to link up with Angel before it was announced that he would be the head trainer now for Joshua going forward?
Yeah, I had, yeah.
So when you found out the news, obviously you probably knew before the public did. You must have been pretty impressed with that, because you rate him anyway. He's your trainer, but you must have thought, wow, this is a real endorsement of his abilities from one of the best heavyweights in the world.
Yeah, I'd known that he had worked with him previously in a couple of his last few fights. So I knew that Angel was a world-class coach. I was about 3 or 4 weeks into my first training camp when Josh came in. And it was like, since he's came in, the buzz in the gym has just been a lot better. There's a great atmosphere in the gym. To be training alongside the heavyweight world champion, there's not much better than that. So it motivates me a lot, because I know how hard he still works when his belt's back, and he sees us on the way up as well, and he can give us bits of advice. And just be training alongside these guys is a great experience.
And how did you end up there? How did you end up in Loughborough with Angel?
Jamie sent me over. Jamie Conlon sent me over. We were going around doing trials with different coaches to see who I clicked best with. Once it came to Loughborough, training with Angel, every day just kept getting better and better. My dad had been my coach since I was 5 years old, in the amateurs. So it was a big step for me to take on a new coach. But I think Angel is going to be the guy we're going to do the business together in the pro ranks.
Who's got the best banter in the gym?
Fraser Clark is good crack.
I thought you might say Fraser, yeah. He strikes me as the one who'd be kind of cracking jokes and stuff.
Yeah, he's always cracking jokes and dancing around and stuff. But yeah, the gym is always good crack. It's good banter in the gym.
Good stuff. Now, what's the plan for you? Obviously, you've got a wealth of amateur experience. Does that mean you're going to be fast-tracked, or are you going to take your time? You're still only 23.
We're going to take our time, yeah. I want to stay active, but just take the right fights at the right time. I've got good matchmakers in place, so I think I'm going to be guided properly. Look, like you said, I'm young, I'm 23, so just baby steps for now. Keep learning and improving. And
what weight do you think you'll settle at once you're ready to start challenging for championships?
Light middleweight.
Light middleweight.
54. Yeah.
When you look at that division at the moment, is there anyone that stands out to you, either domestically or on the world scene?
Well, I suppose Jamel Charlo is the champion, so look, you'd have to be looking at those guys as the best in the weight division for now. You know yourself, how boxing goes, it's chops and changes, the top guys. But look, in maybe 3-4 years' time, that's where I want to be, up at that sort of level. So just baby steps and keep taking fight by fight, and in the next say 2 years, maybe start stepping it up.
And apart from the obvious, wanting to be a world champion, what are the other major goals you've got in boxing? What are the boxes that you'd like to tick?
Financially sort myself out with my family as well. I'm very close to my family, so I'd like to help everyone that way. And yeah, just start investing in stuff like that. I've got some big plans that I don't even tell anyone, in my own head. So, but yeah, financially sort myself out, my family, and of course then win the big belts, unify even undisputed. I've got massive plans in boxing, so I've just got to aim high, don't you?
Yeah, of course. And for people that haven't seen you box as an amateur in your first pro fight, what's your style? How would you describe it?
I'm an aggressive southpaw, power punching southpaw.
Don't get many of those.
No. But yeah, that's my style, just aggressive southpaw. Like to sit down with punches, like to go for the knockouts.
Good stuff. Now, before I let you go, just tell people out there how they can find you on social media so they can keep up with what you're doing.
Okay, Instagram, it's Kieran Molloy 12, and on Twitter, it's Kieran Molloy 8.
Why the different numbers? What's going on?
I don't know. I like both numbers, so 12 is good, 8 is good. So I just said I'd use one for each.
Best of both worlds. Good.
Yeah.
All right, great stuff. Well, really appreciate your time. I know you're probably going to be out maybe in a few weeks, but certainly in MSG in June, which we're looking forward to. And let's catch up again before that.
Perfect. Thanks, Danny.
All right, brilliant. You take care. Speak soon.
Perfect. Thank you.